All right. Welcome everybody to the call. Thank you so much for showing up. Uh, Very excited to share this with you. My buddy Joe is here, and he's actually in one of my mastermind groups. And we got to talking one day, and he's got some really cool stuff. And so Joe is a I don't even know how to put that veteran developer.
Yeah.
Hardcore code, super geek guy that, and I mean that in a good way. That's just badass
Well,
developer.
when I start speaking hex, you just have to remind me to start English only.
Exactly. So so he's got some really cool stuff, and the topic of today is all about automating your business. And it's just automation and passive income, monthly recurring income, just a beautiful thing. I have several. Ooh, I got more people coming in. Hold on, admit them. And I think everybody here would agree that passive income, meaning getting paid every month without having to hardly lift a finger, is a beautiful, beautiful thing. And I can't tell you, I get people almost every day hitting me for how do I do that? Like, how do I get that kind of business to where I don't have to do much effort? And that is exactly the problem that Joe has solved using his skills. So I'm going to let him just go ahead and tell you about what Joe's built and how it works and how you can get involved with it if you would like to. So, Joe, take it away, bud.
All right. I guess the easiest way to explain what we're talking about here is my favorite metaphor. Imagine, if you will, that you've got this club that wants you to join, and if you join, they build you a McDonald's. It's fully stocked, it's fully staffed. You don't pay any rent, you don't pay any bills, you don't have any payroll, you don't have any fees. The place is open 24/7. The staff does all the cooking. The staff cleans. The staff maintains everything. The staff creates and adds new menu items for you every month to keep people interested. The club will send you hungry people to come eat your food. You get to do things like change the name from McDonald's to McJoe's, or whatever you want to call it. You don't even have to show up. All you have to do is collect the money at the end of the month and pay the club a small monthly due. That's it. You don't have to do anything else. Now you can if you want to go out there and talk to people and do stuff like that, but you don't have to. And that's basically what we've done. We call it the 300 project, or basically the 300 software sites project. From deadeasyapps.com is where we do it, and that's really. And so it's not so much, you don't have to, the title you had for this was something about building your own website or something like that, but you're not doing anything. We're doing it all.
Yeah, that was totally my bad on the title. I was talking about how to build your own automated business. But in reality, it's how to get a business that is already built and automated for you, right? So
Yeah, it's you don't want to do it yourself. My team is going to do it. We do the whole thing. So why do any of it yourself? And that's really, so you don't have to build it. We're building it for you. That's the whole point. Basically, what the 300 project does, when you join the 300 project, we build you a standalone AI plus. We call it AI plus because it has AI software on it, and it also has traditional software on it that do specific things that you don't need AI for. So we call it the AI software platform site. It's a membership site based on the good old Netflix model in terms of, that's how you're making your money. It's set up, but the site itself is more like a Canva site with artificial intelligence. And oddly enough, I heard today that, and I predicted it was going to happen next month, but they did it sooner. Canva's already added some AI stuff to their thing for doing text. We host the sites, we maintain the sites, we enhance the sites, we update the sites, we automate the sites. so that we don't have to do very much and you have to do nothing at all. And then every month we add software, we add apps to the thing. We also add other products like ebooks and videos and stuff like that. But the main core is every month we add at least one app. This month we're adding 5. We started out, we're going to be at 10 by the end of the month, or the first week in April, we'll be at 14, I think. We're just
So
pumping.
let me pause you just for a second and ask to make sure I got my head wrapped around this, because I'm still figuring some of this out myself. So basically, you're getting a website, right? You build them a website that has all these different apps on it that they're members. They're going to get members that come and pay them a monthly fee in order to get access to all those apps on their site. And that's basically what they're getting. That they're getting those apps, all those custom software apps, and their customers, the end customer, gets access to use those apps.
Yeah, that
and us, the people on this call, we are the owners of that site.
Yeah, we call,
and your team maintain it.
Yeah, right? We build it, maintain it. My guys, we're in. Basically, we wanted to be we come up with a model structure where my guys get to do their thing, which we love to create crap. That's what we do, and everyone benefits from that. It's like a win-win situation. We get to develop stuff, and you guys get to sell memberships for getting access to the software. It's I love the software Netflix approach to the system. So that's really why we did it to begin with. And we go a little bit beyond other outfits that build. This is not like someone that puts together some crazy affiliate site or something like that. We're building a full-blown WordPress. It's a physical site that's got over 5,000 directories and over 67,000 files, and I think we're 19 plugins that we have in there, plus our own software. These are, and they're sitting on their own servers, on these high-speed solid-state drive servers, high-performance servers. This is not cloud stuff, man. These are physical sites where you could, if you wanted to, you could upload stuff and the whole 9 yards.
So Junior, who's a good friend of mine, I met him at an event not too long ago. He said, "What's the potential outcome as far as dollar-wise?" And I knew that question was going to pop up. And
yeah, so it's in the Netflix model is low cost, gives you high retention. I've done hundreds of membership sites for myself and for others, so I've tried every friggin' price point in the world. When Netflix started out, they were like $8.48. And that's what we have it started out right now, is $8.48. So you can, I don't even have to do the math. I got it down here on the thing. As far as what the numbers come out. So at $8.50, you get 5 members and you're getting $43 a month. And you get 12 members and you're doing over $100 a month. So it adds up pretty quick. And getting members, since it's so low cost, it's an easy sell for people, because it just doesn't cost that much. And even if they don't like the apps we give to them on January, they typically will stay around. They're not going to exit. They'll stay there and wait to see what you come up with in February. As far as when you're adding new stuff, we're starting out with a dozen, so they have plenty to start with. So the value, it's a high value for them because it's a low cost. So the membership site's a big thing, is keeping that retention. And that way, every month exactly how much money you got coming in. You got 100 members and they're paying $8.48. You're doing $85 or what have you.
Right. And I'd like to point something out.
Excuse me.
I have several memberships where people pay me monthly, and all of mine, and I'm just going to put this out there for everybody, all of mine, they have not necessarily a high drop-off rate, but they have a more increased drop-off rate because all of my masterminds are information-based. It's giving information. But what you're having here is the best way to do recurring is to have software, just like you're getting here. Software creates a pain point, and they can no longer access those apps. You think about Microsoft, you pay monthly now to Microsoft for the Microsoft Office. They took away where you just buy it once. Now you have to pay them a monthly fee. And
Yeah,
that's because
Adobe
they
does the same thing.
power it. And you pay that fee because you need those apps. There's a painful process to disconnect that service. It's like Netflix. If you want to watch good TV, well, prefer Netflix, but a lot of people like Netflix. It's a painful thing to cancel that subscription. So the same here is they're going to get access to a plethora of apps that they will find are highly valuable and useful in their business. They use it a lot. And so it's going to be a painful thing for them to leave. Whereas if it was if you just built a mastermind that was with information based, you're going to have a higher drop off rate.
Yeah, information that
bonus
you really got to push it to keep it the retention high on something that's strictly information based. Software, I mean, just look at Canva. They have 113 million members, and to get to all the graphic stuff on that site, that you pay $20 a month just to get a few extra pieces on there.
Yeah.
And the software site, and they have an incredible retention. They lose very few people. They just keep gaining people. People just don't. I'm a member of, I don't know, probably 36 software platforms like Canva that do a variety of different things. I've got ones for tracking IPs, just all kinds of stuff. And they're all, under $10. And I've got I got one I haven't used in 6 months, but I still been paying the $10 because I know every once in a while I want to go back and want to use it. So,
Yeah, and those low price point, if you're priced under $10, drop off rate on subscriptions is so low because people,
90 on my average.
Even if they don't use it, they'll keep paying just because it's like, oh, well, there went $9. Joe's got my $9 again. I better cancel that next month. And the next month, oh, there's that $9. I better cancel.
Yeah, but
I've got so many of those myself.
Yeah, so as long as we keep pushing out good software, they'll be really even happier. I don't think my average retention rate on these kind of sites, I did this once before, particularly with software, it was like 93%. So we had less than one out of 10 on any given month. So if we had my average number of users on sites was around 1,000. So we might lose three, 4 people in a month, but we have more come in. So it was always a positive. We never had a net negative.
So Jacob asks a good question. The 300 project is it doing affiliate marketing? No, it's getting members.
No.
It's members. It is you own basically a site that has all kinds of applications, like dozens of applications that the members can use. Your end customer, and your end customer would be paying you a monthly fee to get access to your site.
And you get every day. This is no affiliate nonsense. Your site, you're a site master of a site that you're using to sell memberships, and you get every dime. We don't get anything. There are no fees, no royalties, no commissions. You're paying us the monthly fee, and that's it. Everything else is money into your pocket. And the sites are branded to you. You get it's a white label basically.
And you guys even provide a source of traffic as well, right? That's
something we do that none of the others out there do. Our philosophy, our motto is that if you come to deadeasyapps.com, which is the main site, that's where your actual membership is as a site master. If you went to that site and said, say, I want to buy the AI bot maker, which is one of the apps that is currently in the system. It makes AI bots, and I will show everybody that here shortly. If you said you wanted to buy that from me, I'd say no, you can't buy it. It says if you want that, you click this button here, and it goes to a rotator, and rotates through the list of 300 sites, and sends them to one of the 300 sites, one of the site master sites, and says you can join there and get access to the software. You can't get it from us. You have to go to one of the sites to site master sites to get it. And we rotate everybody. And plus it's IP locked. If somebody comes and visits your site to look at AI bot and then maybe doesn't buy then and comes back in a month, they're going to get sent to you. That it bypasses the rotation and goes sent. They get sent back to your site. So they never go to one of the others. They're always going to go to your site.
Joe, we want to show them a little bit here. I know there was something going on with some server maintenance or something on one on.
Yeah,
on,
the main. Yeah. I was telling you about
But
this.
I'd like to show them. I'd like to.
I will. What I will show them. Yeah, the my data center in Ohio, which is sitting in the bottom of a military bunker, 150 feet underground. It used to be a nuclear comm center for the military. Now it's a commercial outfit. They just up and decided that some maintenance they were supposed to do next month was going to happen this month. They're changing circuit boards, and 90% of only one of the servers are up at the moment. Fortunately, it's the one that's got my main site on it, so I can show you guys the software and a little bit of what the sites look like. Let me find my thing here.
While he's doing that, I did promise everybody a show up bonus if you showed up. So while he's looking that up, I'm going to give you guys that to be here to my word because I almost forgot about it. Now, some of you may have this course and some not. I'm going to put it in the chat. This is the thank you page to my course called Link Share Secrets. And I want to tell you just briefly about Link Share Secrets. It is training that covers my entire 6-7-figure business, now 7-figure business, that from A to Z. I'm talking about from how I create products to how I do my email marketing, to how I have masterminds, how I do high ticket, all of that. There's like 16 hours worth of video on that thank you page right there. And if you go through every one of them, you're going to be accessing some of the information that I sold in like $2,000 courses. I mean, this is the highest, best stuff I got is in there. So there you go.
You're I'm getting a Zoom thing here where it says it's disabled the participating screen sharing.
Oh yeah, let me allow. Let me try this. Okay, try now.
Okay. Let's see here. La, 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 la.
I told my wife, let's make it look like the old days. Yeah.
I want to do the screen. Come on.
And I got somebody asking. Yes, Dennis.
How do I get this to go out of my way?
Well, we can't see it on our screen, but I know you can see there's probably a big. I always hate that when you're trying to share your screen, you've got something in the something in your view.
Yeah, I've got the thing at the top, but it tells me I'm screen sharing now. What is this? What is this here? Yeah, it's showing that.
Hey, Kimmy Flower, you were saying that you were thinking about signing up to Warrior Chat. Funny enough, that's actually where Joe and I met. He's in Warrior Chat, and that's where he met. And what do you know? We worked out a situation where now he's presenting what he's got to my whole list. So that's a big bonus of joining Warrior Chat. You might can work out some deals like that. So I'd love to see you in there. Not to take the glory away from what's going on here, but I noticed you mentioned that. Go ahead, Joe. Did you figure it out?
Well, I want to see. Do you see anything at all in your end?
I see your screen. Yeah.
Oh, okay, good. Trying to get this thing right here to get out of my way. What the hell is this?
I don't know. We don't see. All I see is your browser window, man.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, I got something partially blocking my. What you're looking at right here is, like I said, this is my manual site. I have a test site where I test all this stuff, and I'm constantly screwing with it. This is like the main page right here that's on the front where it says "Get all our software." I've already modified that slightly. but this is just a sample site, and we have pages, we have sales pages for every product. We have a download page, a thank you page. You know, it's very straightforward as far as the sites go. It's nothing, we weren't trying to be very artistic or anything like that. We wanted something functional. And the people who, when they come in, log in, you know, your logo will go over here and the name is on your site and so forth. You can also have your own .com domain for it and the whole 9 yards. So it's fully white labeled as far as, you know, being your site is concerned to use. And when people who join your site log in, they will see this thing over here that says members. Now, right now I only have one thing on here, but normally it has like 16 things listed, all these different apps. So like I said, I've been messing around with I've ripped this thing to pieces the last couple of days because I'm making some massive changes. We're updating everything because we had so many apps that we've adding this month. But they'll see the members with all the different apps and all that stuff like that listed, and then you can go to one you want to see, and you get something like this one here. This app right here is for making movies out of GIFs. You add a bunch of images and they show up down here. You can set all these parameters for it, and it'll create a GIF movie for you that you can then download to your computer. It's we call these simple purpose apps. You know, they're designed to do one job. Because, you know, it's been my thing that you don't want to use a 747 to drive to the local 7-Eleven. You just want to go to the 7-Eleven. You know, so Photoshop is a marvelous, wonderful program, but it does everything under the planet. And if you wanted to do something simple like the GIFs, it's a very complicated, oh my God, it's just a colossal pain in the rear.
I love Photoshop, but it is a huge learning.
The learning curve is extremely steep, and we wanted to create, we'd rather have a bunch of little apps where you don't have a learning curve. You just do, I want to do this. I want to annotate an image. I want to create a GIF movie. I want to, you know.
Just to be clear, these are the kinds of apps your customers will get access to, meaning the people on this call who, if you get access to this program, these are the kinds of apps your end customers are going to get access to.
Oh yeah.
So just to be
yeah, I'll show you a few more here in a second, but that's basic because, like I said, and you know, the apps are very automated and that kind of stuff you don't actually see. The visuals are we like to keep them clean and simple. Because the important thing, and this is the thing that I try to stress to people, it's not about the site. All right, you're using one of our sites to make money, and it's a nice, clean, easy to use site, okay? But it's not about the sites. The people don't pay you $8 a month to come to the site because the site is beautiful or, you know, artistic or whatever. That's not, you know, they're paying you $8 and something a month because they want to come and use the apps.
Yeah,
it's the apps that you're selling, even though they're all, you know, you're selling them as a coherent, because it's a lot easier to sell a site full of apps for $8 than it is to try to sell and market each one of these apps individually, and you have to send traffic to each one of the different ones for different things, and you know the marketing becomes a nightmare. With a membership site and a software platform like this, you're only selling one thing. You bring them to the site, or in our case, we're sending them to the site, and they're there to use the software. They don't care about the site. They really don't. I mean, I could make this site could be the ugliest thing on the planet, and they wouldn't care as long as the apps did what they were supposed to do. And you know, we have free stuff and we have blogs and stuff that we do about stuff.
You got to think you're saving your customer. You know, they would have to pay a subscription for each kind of software app individually if they were to go out, like if they wanted to use Canva and they wanted to use whatever,
right,
and whatever, they're going to be paying for each one of those things. So your customer's saving a boatload of money by going to your site and using the apps on your site.
And it simplifies things for him, you know, because it's all in one different place. So he's got different things in one place instead. You know, Canva is only there for one thing. You're doing graphics. You're making a logo. It's all graphic stuff. That's all you're going there for. Ours, we have graphic stuff to do that kind of stuff, but we also have stuff to do other things. That the biggest thing for us is we have a lot, and we have a lot coming of what the industry now refers to is no code app makers.
Yeah.
Meaning you can create products without doing any coding, and then you can turn around and these products that you create, if you want to add them to your one of your 300 site, we'll do that for you. Because I wrote the tech that allows me to integrate this stuff into the WordPress site without having to make it into a plugin. It's just boom. We designed the site, then we plug it in, but it's not a plugin. We just kind of slide it in there, and only people who are logged in can get to it and use it. But yet
So we had a question. We have a question here. Sorry to interrupt you, Joe.
Oh, go ahead.
They said, just so I understand, none of these apps can be purchased, only used, right? Well, see, your members are purchasing access to your site that has the access to all the apps. So essentially, the members are purchasing access to the apps through you.
Yeah, and these days, people don't want it's, it used to be that selling the one-off software and all was the way to go. But now, the thing about these apps is, and this is what's difficult to do, if you wanted to have an app that people buy and download, you come up with a technical problem because people are using so many different devices.
Yeah.
That if you want to, if you, as a developer, if I want to, pull out my Delphi and create an app, first I got to create a version for Windows, then I have to create a version for Mac, and then I got to create a version for the iPhones and a version for the iPads and the Samsung pads and all. These apps will run on any device that can have a browser. These apps will run.
That's a
It
beautiful
doesn't
thing.
matter what it is.
Also, it's worth noting that you can use the apps yourself because
Yeah, well, that's yeah. In fact,
that's a given. But
yeah,
that's another benefit to this whole thing.
Oh yeah, in fact, there are actual plugins on the sites that only the site masters have access to, because that's just the way the nature of, like, we have a 600. Every one of the site master sites has a suite of apps from Thrive Themes that normally would cost, if you bought them yourself, cost you $600 a year. We have the entire collection of their stuff in there. There's a thing for creating web pages. There's one for creating courses, e-courses. There's a quiz master. There's a lead master. And, they have, like, I think it's 11 different plugins that come with that. And you as a site master have full access to that. So
and you're adding new apps every single month as well on top of that.
Right. Yeah. And plus, and there's also some AI stuff in there that's only for the site masters to use. We call it the AI engine.
We have a couple more questions I want to tackle here. Are these new or older apps, and are they ever upgraded and receive new versions?
Oh God, yes. They're all new, created by our team. We create this stuff ourselves. You will not find them sold anywhere else or available anywhere else except on the 300 sites. And yes, I am. Do we update it? I'm constantly updating things. The AI bot one that we introduced in January has already been updated 4 times. There's going to be another update next. Go
ahead. I can tell you guys, just from talking to Joe the past few weeks about this, I mean, he's like obsessed with this. I mean, he really is. He is obsessed with this. So you probably won't find a platform that has a more on its technical team. And also that falls right into Jacob's question is, what if the membership site fails due to technical issues? How good is the service team? I'll say this before Joe answers that. He told me just yesterday that in the past, I think it was 5 years that they've had these, they've never had the sites go down ever. So that's a good thing.
Yeah, this week was the first time it's ever happened, and that was because the
scheduled maintenance.
The data center changed the bloody schedule, and I never got the notice that they claimed that I got. Otherwise, we would have been prepared for that. And it's a massive update, something they've never done. They haven't done this in 5 years. So yeah, we've never been down in 5 years, but we spend an enormous amount of money on protecting these sites. We use a CDN called Cloudflare is one of our securities. We have 4 different security systems in there, plus 2 that my son is a cyber specialist. He used to be a cyber warrior for the Air Force. Now he's doing it for AT&T. And he and I wrote 2 of the security systems that are in here to keep these things from going down. Plus they get backed up.
Joe, didn't you used to work for NASA or something like that?
I worked for NASA. My son worked for the Air Force. Yeah, I worked for ASSET. I worked over my course of my career. I was with NASA twice, actually.
I wasn't kidding y'all earlier. I wasn't kidding when I said we got some real uber geeks, some real tech guys. I love the word geek though. Geek.
Yeah,
I say that with love because I consider myself kind of a geek, but we're talking about real tech guys here that really know their stuff. So
yeah, I worked for Intel and Jet Propulsion Labs and AT&T Bell Labs and some of my guys have done.
William has a techie question. He says, for us techies, I knew we'd get a couple on the call. For us techies, can this integrate to Python, JavaScript, SQL? First of all, I just want to say before he answers that, you don't need to do anything, but go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, these are Linux-based CentOS servers, and we have Python and PHP and all that stuff. Most of these apps that you see are using some of those technologies. Some are using all of them.
He says, does each app have an API we can use?
No, not yet. We have not published an external API, and I'm not sure whether we will. There's some great discussion about that because there are things, security issues with APIs, and there's a lot more involved in supporting an API. So at this particular time, no, and we really haven't made up a decision to do that yet, as far as allowing an application programmers interface, which is what an API is, into these apps.
And I would go to add, that would start to defeat the purpose of this whole thing, because the purpose of the 300 sites is for Joe and his team to literally just do everything for you. And you just pay them your monthly fee and then collect your money. And that's it, man. They send you some customers, they post your site, they update everything, they do everything for you. So if you're talking about integrating with API, I don't know why you'd necessarily want to do that, because then you're having to put in work. Why would you want to put in work when they do everything?
Yeah, this was really designed so that it was not designed for now of the guys that are techies out there. Later on, I do have another site where that is involved. And the cool thing, I have some other already existing and soon coming membership software sites that are similar to this, that are very specific and more of a techie type thing. But the thing is, once you become a site master, you get access to everything we have as a site master, even if your members don't get there. So those are those guys who want to do API thing. I've got other places where you can play with the API stuff.
He said tech curiosity, that's all. That's cool, Will. I get it. I mean, the tech guys in here are probably nerding out, wanting to know how everything's built. And I told Joe, here's the thing. I told Joe before the call, I was like, let's make this as least technical as possible, because most people aren't tech. So it's kind of my fault that he's not getting super nerdy about all the tech behind it.
I'm trying real hard. It's not as easy as you think.
He could bore us all to death for sure with the technical aspects of it. But
I did that seminar with Willie a week or so ago, and it was supposed to be just a little bit about AI, and then talking about what we're talking about. And him and I went on for over an hour about AI, because and I was talking about all the different AIs that I use and the models I'd worked on and all that other good stuff. And and when it was all done, we lost most of the people because they weren't techies. They're at the very end, they were like, yeah.
So quick recap, first of all, because there's been several people that have joined the call during this time. So what Joe has, Joe, by the way, is a super Uber developer, and they have a offer called the 300 sites. And on these 300 sites, you would get access to a site, you would become owner of this site, and that site has lots of applications on it that your customers would get access to those apps. So if you think about Netflix, if all the videos were apps and a person goes and joins Netflix and pays that $10 a month or whatever it is, and they get access to all the videos. Well, in the same way, a customer would come to your site and pay the X amount per month, and they'd get access to all the dozens of applications, software applications that they can use to do different tasks. And that's how you would make your money. And with Joe's team, they handle everything for you. They build the entire website for you. They keep the apps updated. They add new apps every single month. Plus, they send you traffic to get you customers. They do literally they support, they do the tech support, every single thing. You just pay your monthly fee and collect your money from the payments from your customers. That's the only thing that you have to do. And so I just wanted to recap. That's what we're talking about here on this call, because I know several people have joined in since we started this conversation.
Yeah, there's one thing I should, in all honesty, point out.
Okay.
People, much like my metaphor about the McDonald's, they build the McDonald's for you, but you don't actually own the McDonald's. You're operating the McDonald's, and they're giving you everything that you need. In the sites, we own the sites. You know, the software belongs to us. It's our copyright. The software for the site belongs to us. It's our copyright. Our users are using these sites. They're becoming site masters, and you have full access. You know, your admin and all that kind of good stuff, and you're just using the sites to make all the money. And one of the reasons we did it that way was the intellectual property rights and all that stuff aside. The other thing is, for instance, the Thrive Themes plugins that I was telling you about, they have all these cool tools in there for making quizzes and courses and all this other good stuff. If my license with them says that I can put that on any site I own and use it on that site.
Right.
But if it's a client site and the client owns it, then the client has to pay that $599 a month. The plugins and the software and the libraries and stuff that we have on there, if you bought them yourself for your own site, you know, so that you owned everything, quote unquote, which really doesn't, it would cost you over $3,000.
Is it fair to say that it would almost be like they're leasing this site out? And
yeah, you can think of it that way. It's, you know, it's basically what you're doing. You know, if you walked into, it's like, you know, on a franchise, you don't technically, you could be a McDonald's franchise building, and you really don't, they don't really own the McDonald's, but they operate, they're paying their franchise fee, and they have it for, you know, 30 years or whatever the case may be. But technically, they don't own McDonald's. They don't own the McDonald's trademark or any of that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's like, you know, either a franchise fee or lease fee, however you want to look at it. And
that's a great way to put it.
I have to be, yeah, I don't want people to get confused. And that's one of the reasons why there's nothing. If you want to walk away, you walk away. You don't have to pay anymore. You know, you just if you're tired of it or it's not making money for you, you walk away. Not only that, getting your site right now is completely risk-free, because we have a 30-day guarantee in there. If I put your site together for you and put your logo on and all that stuff, and you decide you don't like it or you don't think it's going to work or whatever, those first 30 days, it's like no worries, no problems, no questions. You just say, I'm going to cancel, and we'll refund the money you used, you know, your first membership payment, and you're good to go.
All right, Joe, I got some more questions for you.
Sure.
Number one, can they decide what price they want to sell their membership for their members to pay them?
Yeah. Okay. The thing is, They can decide that, except that there is a minimum. And nobody can go below the minimum. Because we're building a community of 300 people that hopefully are all doing the same thing. And they're more of a community rather than competing, because, if you have 6,000, these sites out there now that pump out these quick websites and stuff, they do it for like 15,000. There's one of these sites that's started doing the chat GPI to build sites for people, and they build them, they're replicas. There's 6,000 versions of the exact same thing, but there's 6,000 of them. Actually, it was 15,000. That becomes competitive. But you got 300 people. That's scarcity. That's, there's more than enough out there in terms of software for 300 people to make really good money. So we don't want our members trying to undercut each other or anything like that. So there's a minimum. That 848, that's the minimum. But if
you can charge
more, pardon?
But you could charge more, right?
Yeah, if you want to charge more, if you want to go with a more expensive model, have at it. We don't have a problem with that.
Okay, and then William asks, can we add our own agency fee if we do our own marketing? What, I don't know what you mean by agency fee. You can choose whatever price you want to sell it for. So if you go do some of your own marketing to drive people to your site, I assume you can.
Yes, you can do your own marketing. You can have affiliates if you want to. And it's strictly up to you. Of course, you're taking care of them and paying them and all that kind of good stuff. We don't get into that. Well, our job is keeping those sites running. Our job is keeping the software coming and stuff like that. If you want to, sure, I encourage people to do their own marketing if they want to. If they're up for it. We just tell them you don't really have to. We're going to be sending as many people as we can. But if you want to get more, go for it. You want to pay affiliates? Go for that too.
All right, William says
that minimum is 848. We don't want anybody else saying, oh, you can get in ours for $5 or something like that. That's not happening.
Right. William says, so just to make it clear, if we charge just $8, what commission is that for us? $8. You get
$8. You get every dime.
It's not a commission. It's you're getting all the money. You pay a flat monthly fee to Joe, and then however much you make from the customers that you get on the site, that's all yours, buddy. You keep 100%.
Yeah, there are no commissions or any of that kind of good stuff. The money, every dime that comes into there, you guys, the way it works is anybody who wants to jump on board, they join at deadeasyapps.com. That's the main site, and you become a member there. And because you're a member there, you become a site master, and we give you your own site to use. And on your site, you're the site master, you're the money man. When people pay to access that software, they ain't paying us squat, they're paying you.
By the way,
$8.48 minimum a month to get access to those apps, even though we're making them and we're putting them on there and we're installing them and all that kind of good stuff. You're getting all that by being a member of the 300.
By the way, he mentioned going to Dead Easy Apps. Don't buy it from there because we got it cheaper.
Oh yeah, don't. Yeah,
we're gonna give you if you go and buy it right now from deadeasyapps.com, you're gonna pay a lot more than you will.
Yes.
Right now. So
yeah.
So I just wanted to put that out there before everybody started rushing to
That's right. I forgot about that.
So I guess we could give them the link if you wanted to.
Yeah, it's the tinyurl.com/the300project. All one word, all lowercase.
Let me grab that and put it in the chat box real quick. So if you guys are interested in this, and we'll sit here and answer more questions, until the cows come home. But I'm going to paste the link in here. You guys can go ahead and start looking. There's the link right there, tinyurl.com/the300project. It's in the chat. If you click on there, you can go, you'll see that you got two different options for getting in, and choose whichever option you want. And
yeah, there's quite a bit of actual information on the page. It's a Google Doc actually, where I just put in all the wonderful things that we do, and down toward the bottom is the link to actually join the 300.
Yeah.
Now,
I want
to show people one of the apps here.
Okay, and while you're doing that, William asks, can people can people pay in crypto or other
No,
payment methods?
no,
And can I integrate my own payment API for payment methods?
no, that's because, all right, there are some limitations on the sites by virtue of the fact that we have to take care of all these sites. And the problem is that if you did something like that, and we could end up doing an update that would overwrite what you did. So right now later on, if I can figure out a way to do that and not cause extreme headaches for us, but right now it's the sit is set up to use PayPal as the gateway. You put in basically all you're doing is giving us the your PayPal address, and we plug that into the system. And when people join your site, become members, all the money gets sent to your PayPal account.
And that's cool. It goes directly to your PayPal. So that's
Yeah,
a
we
very
don't get any of that. All we do is put
beautiful
it in the system so you guys get paid. That's it.
okay.
Later
Santiago,
on, we may integrate some of the others, but right now the only one we have integrated is PayPal.
Santiago has a great question. I hope I pronounced the name right. In the course of doing business as affiliate marketers, basically, could you use your apps or sell of a membership to these apps as a bonus? Basically, can you offer these as a bonus? I'm going to say no, because the minimum price that they have set is $8 for your members. So you have to charge at least $8 to your members to give them access to this. And if you were to give it as a bonus for an affiliate product, that means they wouldn't really be paying any money. So I'm assuming the answer to that would be no.
Yeah, there's no free users on any of these sites. Free users are a colossal pain in the rear and a huge security risk. So no, it can't be used as a bonus to an affiliate sale. However, if you have an affiliate product that you're selling, and particularly if it's like you can put pages up on there to sell affiliate products, but they don't have anything you can't say on those pages that access to this site is included. But you can't have a page on your site that sells, whatever, an ebook or whatever case may be. And if you want them to download it, if you have your own products like an ebook or something like that, we'll help you with that. We've got a download area and we can integrate in there, and you can put up a page about your ebook and you can sell it from the site. So you can basically do pretty much everything with a few exceptions that you could do if you own lock, stock, and barrel. But things like integrating into other payment systems and all that, we have to do that, and we probably will. We'll probably integrate Stripe and a few of the others, a few that I won't use because there's some that I refuse to work with because in the past I've had problems with. But we do integrate them. But no, you're selling memberships to the site. You can't use it as a free gift or anything like that.
All right. We got, what other questions do we have? Lots of people saying, yeah, they would like.
All right. Hang on. Let's pause the questions for a minute. Let people collect. So I want to show you guys one of the apps. All right. And I talked about over half of our apps are designed to create something that you could sell without having to do any coding. And I'm going to show an example of that. This little app right here, this is what they would see when they clicked on, like we did with Gift Shooter. They would see this thing right here. Okay, we call it Reel Dazzler. And first and Reel Dazzler creates apps that are reels, what we call reels, or Dazzle reels. Okay, so that's what it does. It will create those, and those are self-contained, one zip file, and those you could create a reel and give it as a bonus. You could create a reel, upload it on any website anywhere, and it'll run. And what it does when it runs is this. I'll show you. This one right here.
That's a good point, Joe. You could probably use some of these apps to create bonuses for your affiliate.
Oh yeah. Oh, definitely. Definitely. And they're easy. They're really easy. And I'll show you what I mean. This one right here, we even have a site for these reels, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But there's two ways you can use this thing. You can use these little buttons here to move back and forth between these images, and you have these information boxes that appear and stuff like that. And then there's an automated button here.
Firstly, Real Dazzler provides a user-friendly interface that makes it easy to upload and organize your images. Once you have your images, you can customize the text and audio for each image. This means that you can tailor your message to fit each image, which is essential for creating a cohesive and compelling story. In addition to text and audio customization, Real Dazzler also allows you to add custom buttons to any URL or payment service. This feature is particularly useful for businesses that want to showcase their products and services and provide a convenient way for customers to purchase them. Real Dazzler is cloud-based.
It's pretty sweet.
Yeah, it's a per image type of thing. You get image. Everything is stored in a single file. The audio, the images, everything is in one file, and the entire program is one zip file. And you create these reels, and you can control there's many.
In conclusion, Real Dazzler.
So you can put an auto mode. You can have these memos, and you can put in these memo boxes. You can have a button that is a buy button, or it takes them to another site. And these images themselves can become links. So they click these images and they get sent somewhere else. I don't know whether I get that programmed in here, but let me show you how simple it is to create one of these. This is
just one of the apps, of the many that would be in.
Oh yeah,
included.
yeah. We've got there's already a dozen in there to do this kind of stuff, and most of them work the same way. First of all, the neat thing is we have this little button here. You click
Hey,
this,
Joe,
and it goes full screen.
while you're showing them that, I'm gonna ask you another question. Jacob says the monthly price, can it be upgraded to a lifetime price after using it for a bit? So if he gets the monthly right now and decides later he wants to go ahead and get the lifetime, can he do that, or putting you on the spot there? Did we lose you? Hello. We might have lost you there. Or maybe lost me. Can anybody hear me?
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Ah, there we go.
Okay.
Yeah, it was my mouse. It did a double click thing. We're real flexible about that kind of stuff. I don't have a set system in there for that. But if you decided 2 months from now you wanted to do the thing, I would probably just deduct the 2 months that you spent it, and I'd create a special button so you could, and pay the rest, and we'd be good to go. But I don't have something, already made in place. We expect, like I said, we're a team, and we're constantly, I encourage, I want people to, if you got a question, a concern, whatever, just email us at the deadparrotsoftware@gmail.com. That's the main site email address. So if you want to do something tonight, you just, let me know what you want to do, that you'd like to do that, and no problem, we take care of you.
Junior, I know you didn't just say, and I'm going to pick on Junior because I know him. I've met him in person. He says, is it possible to make money from day one? Now, I just want to say this, and I'm going to pick on Junior because I know him. You already know the answer to that question, man. That's every make money offer ever. Yes, it's possible to make money from day one. Absolutely. You can start getting customers. The day is set up, ready for you to go. I mean, so I don't, yeah. Yes,
let's put it this way, Junior. Yeah, if you got advertising ready and you start getting visitors from day one, you're gonna make money from day one.
Right.
How
How long has
your
this program
traffic,
been out? How long have you been running this thing so far?
Are you asking me, or what do you?
I'm asking you. Sorry, I'm throwing more questions at you. How long has this program been out?
Oh, not long. We were in beta for a better part. It was supposed to happen during a couple of years ago, but there was this little thing called COVID that we lost 4 of our team members to that particular
Hmm.
disease,
That's
and it put a real. So I had to rebuild the team, pretty much.
important
So,
question, Joe.
yeah.
Sorry, I hate to cut you off. I don't mean to keep cutting you off. Uh, so Jacobs says he's going for it. He's going for the monthly, and he asked how long will it take to develop the site under his domain, under his name. Basically, how long is it going to take for it to be up and running so he can start going with this thing?
Well, there's a few things that has to happen first, and since our servers are down, it wouldn't happen today, no matter what. The process is pretty simple. When you signed up, we'll send you an email that has with a registration link, and you go on, create your account on Dead Easy Apps. That's the first thing you have to do, and then you log in, and we do a quick check to make sure the people that we're talking to are not like competitors or people that want to get access to my software so they can do nefarious things, which, that takes me like an hour because I know who most of these people are. I've had this happen before. Marketers hire people to get into my thing so they can get my software. But, and then we upgrade you to Site Master status. And when you log into Site Master status, there's a form in your profile page that you fill out to give us basic information we have to have. Because of the privacy things in Europe and stuff like that, there's certain things that we have to collect. We have to know your name, and meaning real names, not fake names, and addresses, and simple stuff like that. Obviously, you've got to know what .com that you're going to use for your site, or if you're not going to use one, then you can use we have a subdomain URL that you can use. And, information like that. We need a logo, stuff like that. And you fill out that form, and then the guys work on the sites. So, it could take, depending on what's going on, it could take a couple of days. Right now, it would take a little longer because, like I said, all the freaking servers are sitting in pieces on the floors, literally. But normally, it wouldn't take very long at all. It's a matter of how quickly you got the information to us. Some people have to go get their domains and stuff like that, and it's no big deal. We're right, when you've got everything you need, then we'll do our thing. It's not it's not a big problem or anything like that. But it's not instantaneous. This is not one of those automated, ridiculous pieces of crap. This is a full-blown WordPress install with all the other stuff that we're adding to it. Like I said before, we're talking about 6,000 directories and 67,000 files, and
they're actually building the site, but it's not like just a copy paste. Bam, thank you, ma'am.
This is not a cloud. Okay, this is not a virtual cloud type thing. Clouds were developed to make things easier for hosting outfits, not to make things easier for customers. 90% of the time, you don't really have a physical existence of any kind. These sites are physical sites on a solid state in-them memory drive in a directory with subdirectories, and it's a full-blown WordPress thing. So it's not something that's going to happen in 60 seconds or anything like that.
But it won't take long. And then we got Jacob. He said he's going to be diving in. We got Joe, not Joe that's talking, but another Joe that's watching. He said he just joined. Asked how long it takes to get the confirmation email. Probably not very long.
Yeah, if you join today, you'll probably get it today. I've got people. My people are spread out all over the world, so we're in different time zones and stuff like that. So usually we get back pretty quick. I've never had it take more than 24 hours. Depending on what I've had people join up when there's a period between about 2 a.m. and 5 a.m. where all of us are asleep. There's like a 3-4 hour window in there, but the rest of the time, at least one of us is around. And generally, the way we approach it is everybody checks the email, and if nobody else has answered an email, then whoever's up takes care of it. We share the load as far as the responding email, because we don't want people waiting 2 and 3 days to get a response from stuff. The only time that happens is if the email somehow gets into a spam folder or something like that. But generally speaking, there's always somebody around that's going to answer your your email and make sure your problem gets taken care of, whatever it is.
Right. You were in the middle of showing them the real deal.
Yeah,
Dazzler.
okay, now,
Right.
you've seen what you've seen what what we call a reel looks like. You know, you've got all these images, and you can attach an audio file. And by the way, the audio file that you were listening to was a artificial.
Hey, I generated.
You know, and you have these information, all this good stuff that you can do for each of these images. And creating it is very simple. The maker changes things in real time. So the maker is this little slide out panel over here that makes these, we call these players because they're player apps. Their thing is just to show you the reel or just to show you, you know, the bot or whatever the case may be. So what the makers have this little extra panel here that allows you to change all these things. Like I can change the image. Where am I? I should have.
And again, this is just one of the apps on the site
Yeah,
that
this
you're
is
be getting access to.
these reels we have. And one of the things we do to, let me go over here to my images. I got a crap load of stuff in here. One of the things that we do is for each of these apps, I just pick a picture. And now you notice that you see it right here. All the changes I make over here, I can see them in real time. So I know before I get done with this, when I get done, I go down here and say save the project, and the project means it's basic. The project is an app. When I click that button, I know everything's going to work. I don't have to test it or anything. I know it's going to work, and everything happens here in real time. If I load up a sound file, and I don't have one handy, I could play it
Real
and
Dazzler
see
is
what
an
would happen.
innovative.
And the information box, okay, that's this box right here. So if you watch down at the bottom right here, watch what happens. You can see it
Santiago,
all.
you don't download anything to your computer.
No.
They post it all for you, buddy.
Yeah. So you can see the changes happening in real time. So it makes it much easier to and that's all you're doing is you're selecting things and typing stuff in, and that's it. There's no coding involved. And we have an AI in Real Dazzler, and the AI's job is, you see this text right here? You can put a prompt in here to say, you know, write a paragraph.
Thanks for jumping in, Jacob. He said he just completed his monthly.
Write a paragraph about apps, and it's talking to Chat GPT. And
Thanks, Alan. He's in.
And then it'll come back down here. Oh, excuse me, I gotta do. You click to generate, and it talks to Chat GPT through the API, and then comes out down here. And then you can cut and paste with this. See here, I wrote a whole bunch of stuff for me. So I could go down here to the bottom to this little button here, and I copy that text, and then I could go up to back over here, and I just paste it in here, and boom, the GPT wrote the text that goes along with my image for me.
That's a pretty cool little app, man.
Yeah, we do that in a lot of apps. This is something that I call focused AI. AI is not really being used properly out there, and it's getting a lot of hype that it's, in fact, it's bordered on dangerous. I could go on for a long time about that. But we've tried to focus AI to a particular, we create the app so the AI is to do a particular function, which makes it much easier on people to actually use it, and it makes it much more useful if you're doing it, inside of a regular, traditional software program, if you will. And you can go in here and do just everything that you can change the theme colors to something else, so that
Alan says he's
see how
in.
your buttons,
Alan.
your buttons down here change colors and stuff like that. So the point is, you don't have to do any code. And then when you get down in here, when you're done, you do save a project, and the project is an app. It creates an app. We call them projects, and you can also save all these things, these changes you made. If it was just an experiment and you want to, do it later, you can save it. We call them, it's just the settings. You can save them and then, load them back later on if you're in the middle of making changes, that sort of thing. you know. But it's a very, very easy interface to use.
I
And
still got people joining the call.
I'll repeat myself as many times as necessary. And if they follow the tiny URL, they'll get a crap load of information. I mean, you've seen the
Right.
page. There's a lot of information
Oh, yeah.
on there.
Yeah, let me post that link.
It tells you everything you wanted to know and then some.
Yeah,
And
let me-
again, my email, the email address for contacting us is Dead Parrot Software, which is a homage to Monty Python and the Flying Circus and the Dead Parrot routine that they did. So we call ourselves Dead Parrot Software at gmail.com. And you ask me anything.
is Parrot got 2 R's in it?
Yeah. Parrot has 2 R's. Hey, the thing that messes me up is I'm dyslexic, so I will constantly type in DAED.
Oh,
instead
yeah.
of EAD. And I'll go, oh my God, my site's gone. What happened? And I'll start going into the security logs and all this other stuff. And then I'll realize, okay, wait a minute, idiot, you typed dead wrong again. So deadeasyapps.com did not die. It did not, fall off the face of the earth. You just spelled it wrong. And the system is telling you that server doesn't exist. Well, yeah, it doesn't because you spelled it wrong. I really ought to buy the domains where the dead is spelled the wrong way so I can point them all to the correct one. That way, save myself.
That's not a bad idea, actually.
Yeah, I've done it before because, like I said, I do tend to be a little dyslexic on that kind of stuff. But the point is, go ahead.
I just wanted to mention, so you can get in at either a monthly price or you can pay the lifetime price. You're going to save some money if you do the lifetime, but I mean, you're talking just a few customers pays for it for you. And then think about this recurring. Recurring is the most beautiful thing on earth. I'm telling you what, my mentor, Matt Basak, a few years ago, before I had any recurring, I paid this man, let me just say 5 figures. I paid him 5 figures for mentorship. And the biggest thing that he stressed, aside from high ticket, was recurring. Get yourself a recurring program. You need to be getting paid every month for something because here's what it does. It basically replaces a job. If you have a job and you're trying to figure out how to get out of your job, the best thing you can do is get yourself a recurring program where you're getting paid every month, because once you've got dozens and eventually hundreds of members paying you a payment every single month, it's better than a job, because a job you can get fired. You can't get fired from that. You're just banking every single month. It's a comfort level that you cannot imagine. And ever since I put my focus on building recurring programs and getting myself set, I've got hundreds of people that pay me every single month a payment for whatever different things. And it's a life-changing thing. And software, applications like this is the best thing you can possibly have for recurring, because there's that pain of taking it away. So if you've been bouncing around the internet trying to figure out, man, I hate my job, I hate this freaking, I can't figure out what to do, I'm not very technical, this is such a perfect opportunity, because you got Joe here who is as technical as you could ever want to be. If you got any tech question, I guarantee you this guy can answer it for you. And so you've got a solid team. His son worked for, what did you say? He worked for NASA. His son was, what did you say? It was a government.
Oh, he was in the Air Force. He was a cyber warrior for the United States Air Force.
Cyber warrior from that. You're talking about two
Yeah.
elite tech guys right here, running the show for you, handling everything for you. All you do is pay them that tiny monthly fee.
Actually, there's
Collect
two
your
sons.
money.
I've got 2 sons that are tech heads. My other one's a mathematician and a programmer.
Oh,
My youngest.
we got the techiest family on the planet over here.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's a beautiful thing. And I could tell you just from talking with Joe directly, man, he's a good guy. He's a good guy. And I'm sure you could all see on this call, he's not a marketer. He's not a salesman.
Well, I call myself a street marketer, which means I'm an engineer who was forced to market.
Right.
Because I was creating things to sell, and
Just a
but it
good
always
guy
helps to type.
building valuable stuff, man.
Yeah, and the other thing, the one other thing I wanted to point out about the thing about membership systems is a membership system. If you have one that's making money on a steady, it's just like, it's like a paycheck in the sense that, every month, how much money you get from your paychecks. So, if you've got, $1,000 to work with on a given month, because that's how much you get paid. Well, the membership website works the same way. So you know how many members you have, you know how much they're paying you. So, next month, based on the people that you have this month, how much you're going to get paid next month. Plus, you may get paid more because more people join. But you're as a minimum, I've got 100 members paying me $8, so I've got 800 and some odd dollars, $850 that I know is coming in April because I have 100 members that are on my site. Now, if 50 more people join, then I'm going to have 1,200. But I know I have 800. So that's, the problem with selling as an affiliate or selling one-offs is you don't know how many sales you're going to make in April.
Yeah.
No matter how you look, no matter how good, even with a list, you don't know. You really don't know. It's a crapshoot. You say, well, I'm gonna put out some ads about this product and see what happens. You might, it might go gangbusters. In a minute, it may be crickets. You don't know what's going to happen. Membership site, you know what's going to happen.
Joe, can I throw in a bonus here? Because somebody just said something and it struck an idea in my head. Jacob said, could he have your email and phone contact? I doubt he'll give you your phone, but I gave you his email. But I'd like to throw in a bonus. Most of y'all here know I have the Warrior Chat Mastermind group on Discord. It's a live chat community. And here's what I'm going to do. If you get access to this today, I'm going to give you access to Warrior Chat, which is $20 a month. All right. Or $200 lifetime. So if you get access let me just post the link again to his thing. Send me an email and I'll give you access to Warrior Chat. And Joe is in Warrior Chat. So you can talk here too. That's how he and I met. And so it's a massive bonus. There's some 6, 7, 8-figure marketers inside of Warrior Chat. There's some really good conversation, lots of people getting helped. So I'm just going to add that in there because I realize a lot of people just need communication with people that know the business, right? And so that's bonus I'm going to throw in for you guys if you get on to it.
That's invaluable. I just watching some of the conversations in there, I've learned a few things. But of course, and I'm always looking to do that because marketing is not my thing. I manage it, but I'm an engineer. That's what I'm also a writer. I'm a published haiku poet, but that doesn't make you a good copywriter. Doesn't make you a good writer of copy and a good marketer as far as that concerned. So I'm constantly seeing stuff in there and going, oh yeah, that's a good idea from that particular, which is why I'm on there all the time. I have found it to be very useful. So yeah, you guys ought to hop on that. That's for sure.
I like it. I think it's a great community. And I think what Joe has here is just absolutely, I mean, there's done for you. And then there's what I like, the term that Joe used, extreme done for you. And that's what this is. This is extreme done for you. This is pay the monthly fee and sit back, Yeah,
it's as extreme as we could get it. Yeah, this thing, if you're looking at your screens right now, you see this thing called the recipe. This is one of our apps, and this was created by one of our apps. We have a thing called AI Bot Dazzler, and it creates these little what I call focused AI bot apps. This particular one is for getting recipes. You can put in
fried chicken. I love
and
fried chicken.
it goes. Oops, I got to go over here and put the send. And it'll come back and talk to you about cooking fried chicken and give you.
Y'all keep hitting us with your questions too. Questions.
Yeah. So, this is just one of the, and so my point, what I was going to try to say is, since AI bot, and it works just like Real Dazzler, it has a little panel and you tell it what you want to do. If you created one of these for yourself, Wow, that's a longer menu than I would have thought for fried chicken. Um, then it's your product, and that product you can, you can sell elsewhere. You can put it on Gumroad or something like that if you wanted to. You could also, we will also integrate it into your site for you. We'll go out there and plug it in there so that people who come and visit your site as users can use this, your recipe app or whatever it was that you created with the AI bot. And we got a bunch of, like I said, half of what we have in terms of software is software to create other things that could be sold. Even the meme creator, we got a little meme creator that makes it really, really simple to create memes. And then you could sell them if you really wanted to. Not me, I use it to post them on Facebook and stuff. In fact, that's why I wrote the stupid thing, because I got tired of trying to do it in Photoshop, which is a colossal pain in the butt. We have apps to do just all sorts of things. And this one right here, we just updated it the other day for GPT-4. And we're also doing we've got like 6 of these, I guess. One about obesity, one's a math thing that solves math problems. It's this one right here. You can put in really complicated algebra and stuff like that, and this thing will solve it for you. It's kind of like Wolf Alpha, if you've ever used that website. It's the same type of deal.
Jacob asks, is he eligible to buy more than one site? Yeah, I like your thinking, bud.
I've never had anyone ask that question. I don't see any reason why you can't.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, I don't have any restrictions on it. If you want to have 2 sites, go for it. I don't see any reason to. I've never had actually anyone ask me that question, but yeah, you want to get 2, get 2. It's not a problem as far as that's concerned.
Yeah, this is, I mean, honestly, I get people every day asking me for stuff like this. You just don't come across this kind of thing very often. And recurring is such a beautiful, beautiful thing. I had another question.
Indeed.
Let's see.
I'm trying to turn this.
12 members, about 12 members, you break even. If you raise the price, you break even faster.
Yeah, about a dozen.
I mean,
if you went up to like 9 or 10, you could do it in like 7. It just depends on what you want to do. I would suggest that nobody making adjustments to the price at the start. Just leave it where it's at for right now, so that you get some members under your belt, if you were. And then if you want to look at changing the price and all, you can always go up. The thing you can't do is go down. So you can always increase it, but you can't go below that one level that we have set. And as a rule, that's the way you want to do things anyway. You want to slowly increase, not, Netflix is now up to 18, but they started out at 848.
Do you restrict how many of these you sell? So first of all, that's a good point. That's the thing that I was going to mention. It's called the 300 for a reason. They're only ever going to do 300 of these. So if you don't get in today, there's a very high chance you won't ever be able to get in because they're going to sell out. There's only 300 ever available ever, right? And so that is the restriction. Now, the restriction on how many members can you get under you, there's probably no restriction at all.
No.
You get thousands.
We've got one guy who wants Willie wants to get 10,000 in his. He set a goal for the end of the year to try to get 10,000 because Willie Crawford bought one after we did the seminar.
Now that's a big name. If y'all don't know Willie Crawford, he's been around the game for a long time. He's a dinosaur in the marketing space. I know him personally. Dude is legit, and if he's in on it, something's good. I like Willie. Joe said he's in. Awesome, Joe. Not the Joe that's hosting.
Yeah, we got like 3 or 4 Joes here.
We got several Joes. I think we got 2 Joes that are in now, I think. Also, when will you post the replay? Yeah, I will. I can. The thing is we're not leaving this open long, and I've got other priorities. So I'm not really in the whole replay mailing mood, but I might mail it out this afternoon. I am recording it, so I'll probably take a replay and mail it out this evening, maybe tomorrow. But I think we're gonna have a cutoff time, because he has lowered the price. So for you guys, he's lowered the price on a discount special because I basically twisted his arm too. But that being said, you can probably get in within the next 24 hours or so while I'm mailing the replay. Once I'm done mailing the replay, probably going to take it down. So I would recommend getting in it. And there's only 300 that could ever be sold anyway. So that being said, I wouldn't wait very long to get inside of this. Richard said, I missed most of this and don't really understand it. The results, so need the replay too. Yeah, I'll be sending that replay out tonight. And Richard, just a super quick recap of what you're getting is you're getting a site that has tons of applications on it. And Joe, the way Joe just looked, I'm probably describing it the wrong way. You're getting a business that is full of apps, and your customer goes to that site and it can access, over a dozen different apps that do different things. And they pay you a monthly fee for access to all those apps, essentially is what you're getting. And you're leasing this site, lack of saying, taking ownership of this site. And basically you just pay your monthly fee and sit back and collect the money, because you get all the money that comes from the membership fees.
Yeah, there's no other fees or anything like that.
So hopefully I'm describing that the best way.
Well, they could always go to the tiny URL thing, and there's a crap load of information there.
Richard, you can drive your own traffic if you'd like. They do drive some traffic for you as well. So they get people that get referred to some of their other sites, and they take those and basically redirect them to current members. In other words, if somebody comes to Joe and says, hey, I want to join one of your sites to get access to all these apps, Joe says, and this is all automated, points them over to your website instead. So they buy through you instead of directly through him. That way the members who own the 300 members are getting the revenue, right? So they're driving traffic to you in ways as well, but you can absolutely drive your own traffic to increase your chances of getting more customers.
Yeah, we're always working on the traffic thing. One of the things we're going to be doing is like the Real Dazzler that I showed you. We create what I call satellite sites. There's a site it's going to be called dazzlingreels.com, and that site is a place that people can upload the reels. They can upload them anywhere, but that's a display site, if you will. And there's no charge. They can display the reels, and then on that site we talk to them about the software itself. These were created with Real Dazzler, and if they want to get Real Dazzler, they click on a button, and when they do, they get rotated to one of the 300 sites, and the IP gets locked to that site. So if they go to McJoe's site, then if they ever come back to join, he gets them sent back to his site.
I've tried to draw this horrible diagram to visualize.
I've got one somewhere.
I don't even know if this is going to work, but can you kind of see that? So basically, this square here, that's a website, and then on this website are all these little apps that do Canva type stuff.
I got a graphic. It looks a little bit like that. It looks a little better.
The customer pays your end customer, meaning the people on this call. If you buy this program, your end customer is going to buy access to your site that has all these apps, and they're buying access to that site in order to access these apps, and they're paying you a monthly fee in order to access all these apps. And so that is what you're getting. And so I tried to visualize it. If you have a better visual representation,
yeah,
Joe,
I'll have to find. I did do one time that shows pretty much that same thing. It's a little prettier.
Bob, you can choose the price that you want for the monthly cost for your members to join into your site, as long as it is above $8. It's got to be above $8. That's the minimum, but you can charge as much as you want beyond that. Jacob says, if I buy one more, Jacob says, if I buy one more site, do I get any solid bonus? Well, I'm giving you access to Warrior Chat, which by itself is $20 a month. So there's that. You're getting that. If you get two, I don't know.
We don't have two Warrior Chats.
I
So.
didn't think about that yet, Jacob. I didn't think about somebody wanting two. Yeah, I probably got something I can give it. How about a Jacob, I'll give you a one-on-one phone call. How about that? If you get a second copy, I'll do that for you. I'll get on a Zoom with you and have a little session. All right, we got several people who are diving in. What is the monthly call? Oh, yeah, I already answered that to Bob. Sorry, but what is the cost to set this up again? Let me post the link again here for you. Here is the link. It's got all the pricing options and everything for you, details and all that. Just click on that link. Go check it out.
The payment links are kind of like toward the bottom.
Yeah.
Halfway down.
There's a monthly option and there's a full lifetime option. You can choose whichever one. And I think if you're going through PayPal on the lifetime option, I think you can even do like PayPal credit. Some people qualify for PayPal credit and like to do.
I hadn't thought about that.
Yeah. I've had lots of people do that in the past when I've had offers. So do we have any more questions? I think we're probably getting ready to wrap it up here in the next few minutes. But if anybody else has more questions, we're absolutely happy to answer them. Well, I'm sure Joe is willing to stay on here for as long as necessary for the questions. I gotta go get my kids here in about 30 minutes. So we're gonna have to wrap it up here soon. But I'm good
We've
for
been
now.
talking for longer than I thought.
Jacob, you're a beast, man. Jacob has gotten two. He's going for two. He's going for two of these bad boys. Man, you're a beast. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. Sweet. Thank you, Jacob. Alan, I know Alan got in. We got Joe, and I think another Joe got in. We got a few more. I couldn't even, they're way up in the chat though. Thank you, Richard. Any other questions? What types of apps are available through this? North kind of showed up a little bit later. He's a good long customer of mine.
We have, okay.
Good to see you,
I'll
North.
tell you we have two types of apps primarily. We have what you would consider, I guess you would call traditional software. We have one for making PDFs, make it real easy to create a PDFs. And then we have the AI apps. And the AI apps they do, pretty much what you see AI doing out there right now. Although we have our first big AI app is actually one that makes AI apps. So it's not just an AI app itself, it makes those and all of our makers, and we have quite a few of them, are all the same thing, all the same in the sense that they're all no code. They can be done by anybody. You don't have to know squat about coding or anything like that. They're basically all, you're either clicking a button or answering a question, and that's all it takes to create the app. And it's a self-contained app that you can sell from anywhere where they can do downloads, because it's a zip file. And there's another way you can sell them too, even though I didn't touch on it because it's kind of technical. The apps are by nature, by design, what we call progressive web apps, which means if you install them on a website and you want to sell them, people could actually download them to their home screens. So they don't have to do a zip file type thing. They could just download it straight to their phone home screen or their iPad home screen or whatever the case may be, and execute them immediately. It's already built into the app. Usually don't talk about it much because people don't understand what a progressive web app is, and it's complicated. I just tell them, you get a zip file, you can give them a zip file, but there is another option there. And, I do have explain that to people once they're on board and tell them, you have this other option in terms of delivering your product to people,
That's pretty
especially
sweet. I didn't know
especially if you create your own apps out there. So we not only put them on your site for you, but they're also available for other people to download, without having to do a zip file thing, just to the home thing. So, that it gives them more options in terms of distributing this.
Awesome. San Diego said he's getting in too. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys in Warrior Chat too. Remember, if you get access today, I'm going to give you access to Warrior Chat as well, which is $20 a month or like 200 lifetime. So you're getting access. And Joe is in that Warrior Chat. I'm in that Warrior Chat. It's live chat. So not only are you getting completely done for your business, but
When
you're
they go
getting
to-
a whole community to support you with it as well.
Yeah, when they go to community, when you're looking for me, just look for Dead Parrot.
Dead Parrot.
That's what I go by. That's what I go by on Discourse. I go by Dead Parrot with a number after. It's like 1745 or some nonsense like that. So yeah, and I'm on there particularly at night. I'm on there when I get on there while I'm watching TV and stuff like that.
Alan says they're in training. Will there be any
Yeah, speaking of training, the apps are, they're really easy to use. You can almost figure them out without any, but we're going to be doing what they call workflow diagrams and stuff like that, which is basically like a little videos that show you how to do particular things on the apps that have more options to them. Like the annotator app that you can annotate images has a whole bunch of options. You can do squares and triangles and just all this fancy stuff. So we do have these workflows that one of our people is going to be working on for all these. We've been throwing these apps out so quick. They're a little bit behind, but they're getting there. And it doesn't really take that much because most of these apps are very simple. Particularly the AI stuff is really simple. But that's the
simple
whole,
but powerful? Don't let that word fool you. Simple but very valuable to your customers because they
simple in the
form
sense that
specific purposes.
they
use
simple purpose. I call them simple purpose apps. They have one particular thing. They're there to do a particular task and not try to do everything for everybody. Photoshop will do anything for everybody. Everything from just fantastic photographs to drawing a line. But it's an incredible learning curve. We try to design apps that don't have a learning curve.
North wants to know. Oh, go ahead.
They're there to do a particular purpose, and we want to make it easy to do that.
Yeah. North wants to know, is there already or will there be in the future a lead generation type app that helps with some type of lead generation?
Okay, two things. The Thrive suite has tools in there for doing the lead generation thing. Okay, but yes, I do have a couple of designs in mind for that particular function. I just haven't done them yet. They're in my design, so probably won't be a month or two before you see them. But yeah, they're on the board, what we call the board, which has got a lot of stuff on it.
And I could tell you this, just from talking with Joe, how obsessed he is with this thing. A few months time, these things are going to be so loaded with apps. I could just tell because he's been telling me about all these different apps he's got in the works, and
Yeah, wait, my
it's going to
objective
be
is
so loaded with apps.
I want to have at least 28 by September.
True.
That's my goal. I want to have at least 28 by September.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jacob just got his second site. Man, you're something else. That's awesome. Awesome too. Hey, why not go big, right? Anybody else got any questions? I think we're getting ready to wrap it up.
Yeah, it would be fun. It would have been cool if we got most of the 300 on today, and everybody would be on Discourse.
And North said looks like he's going to be getting in today as well. And don't forget, North, you'll get access to Warrior Chat and that's a direct live chat with me and Joe and a whole community of internet marketers that are doing great things. So that's included as a bonus for you as well. So don't.
Yeah, if you got questions, you'll be able to find me on there. You'll be able to get at deadparrotsoftware@gmail.com. I will answer any question you know, anytime.
Yeah, let me put that in there again. Dead Parrot Software at gmail.com. If you have any questions, you can contact Joe there. Mary, yes, there is going to be a replay. But two things, it's probably only going to be open for like the next 24 hours or so. And also only 300 will ever be sold. And he's already sold some of them. I don't even know how many already. And then whatever today takes away from that limit. So there's only going to be 300 ever sold. So I wouldn't
Done
wait
about
too
60 so
long
far.
to get in. And plus my bonus my warrior chat bonus is only available this time. And plus it's at a very special price today. He actually discounted the price today. You'll probably still be able to get in after my replay ends, but you're going to pay more. So if you know what I'm saying, I would get in now, because if you go to the main site, you're going to pay more. This is a special offer because Joe is a member of the Warrior Chat community, and we just kind of negotiated a deal. And so you guys are getting a little cut. So thanks to both of you for your time. Very valuable information and a great opportunity. Thank you, Santiago. Thank you. Right? That's worth the monthly price alone. Thank you, North. I missed it, so I don't know what it is. Mary, I will be sending out the replay again, but it is going to be a time-sensitive thing. Basically, I don't know if I should even go into it again. Gregory says I'm in, but basically, Mary, you're getting access. Again, my horrible paper drawing here. You get a website. You get a website that Joe and his team builds for you, and it's going to have all these different apps, like over dozens of apps. Eventually, I think it's got over 12 now. And your customer is going to pay a monthly price to get your access to your site with all these apps. They're paying you to get access to these apps. And so it's basically you will be having a membership site. People will pay you monthly, but Joe and his team run it for you. They host it for you. They update it for you. They do the support. They're going to continue to add more apps to that site every month. And all you do is sit back and collect your money. After it's set up, you just, you pay them your monthly payment. You pay Joe either a monthly payment or a lifetime payment each month. And then you collect, all you do is collect those membership fees from all your customers. They just pay you. You don't have to do nothing else. Gregory says, I'm in. Thank you, Gregory. Jacqueline says, traffic is the challenge. Can you give us an idea of how much you will send us? Thank you. That's kind of a hard thing to judge because traffic fluctuation. But I will say this, traffic, they do handle some of the traffic for you, but traffic is really not that difficult. When you have something solid to sell, you just start sharing it around the internet. That's why I called my course. Matter of fact, I'm going to give you this link as a bonus because I did promise a bonus for people that showed up. I'm going to give you this link. This is a bonus, and this is a course of mine that shows everything I do in my business. And traffic is a big part of that, right? And so I go into great detail about different traffic options that you can use to get people to this. And, that's my whole business right there in that link.
And software is the easiest one to get traffic to.
Exactly. Yeah. Go ahead, Joe. You can answer that question too.
Yeah, software is the easiest one to get traffic to. And we've got so many. I was one of the first people to do this when I would give away a software program. And in the software program, there was a link back to, at that time, I had a site called Free Software Forever. This is back in 2001. And I got an enormous amount of traffic from that because I had over 45,000 downloads of the program. It was just a little keyword program. And I got at least 35,000 people visit the site just from that software. Because most of them would tell me, if I saw your thing in the back of the software program. I was one of the first ones to do that. And I do it in every one of these apps. If you go into well, I'm not even sure, no, but if you clicked on the About button, it tells you that, that it's got our copyright and all that, and it has a link directly back to deadeasy.apps. If they come back to deadeasy.apps to get that software program, I'm going to send them out to one of y'all's sites because they can't buy the software on my site.
So they're sending you traffic too. People that are wanting to buy. You got to think about that kind of traffic. They're actively
That's fire.
trying to buy it from Joe, and they can't. And so he sends them to somewhere they can buy it. So they're like ready to buy, right? That's hot buyer traffic. Junior says, thanks, Jeremy, for always bringing great content and products. Thank you, buddy. Jacqueline says, that's wonderful. Thank you, Jeremy and Joe. Awesome. Appreciate it. I'm going to pop the link in here one more time so everybody can get access. We're going to end the call here very shortly in the next 5 minutes because I got to go get my.
Yeah, you got to go get your kids, man.
Gregory, if you guys get access, you can send me an email, jeremykennedyhelp@gmail.com, or you can reply to an email I've sent you from my list or whatnot. You can get a hold of me and I will give you the bonus access to my Warrior Chat community, which again, Joe is inside of, I'm inside of. It's a live chat community. That's how we met. That's how this call even happened. And you know what? If you're in there, something like this might be able to happen to you too. I've partnered with somebody on a launch that was in there. I've connected with Joe and promoting this thing. So much good stuff is happening inside of Warrior Chat, and that's going to be a bonus to you that's worth $20 a month or $200 lifetime access. I'm going to throw in there today for you when you get access to Joe's offer. So that being said, thanks, Jeremy and Joe, for this excellent product. I feel I can start making money online. That's awesome. Jacob, thank you so much. And everybody else that got in. Last questions. We're going to close it up. Last questions. Here's the link one more time. You got like 60 seconds and I'm going to close it down. I don't see any more questions. Joe.
Yeah, man, you don't want to leave your kids hanging.
Joe, thank you for your time, man. Thanks for coming on and sharing this with my people. Thanks for giving them a discount. Thanks for everything that you're doing. This is an awesome program. I wish I had thought of it and built it. I don't have the technical ability to build it, but if I could, this is freaking awesome for anybody that wants to make money online and they don't want to do much work. Let Joe and his team do it all for you. Isn't that great?
Just invest and wait.
Well, I think that's it, Joe. Thanks again. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you for having me.
Really appreciate your time. It does mean a lot. I do recognize a lot of the names on here, and it does, what's the best way to say this? I really appreciate you guys, especially you that I see your names a lot. You know who you are. I see your names all the time. Junior, Kimmy, North. I'm not even going to go down the list because I don't want to leave anybody out, but you guys are awesome. So thanks for showing up. We'll see you again soon. Have any questions?
Take it easy, Jeremy.
It's up, Dead Parrot
Go
Software.
get your kids, man. Go get your kids.
Software@gmail.com or jeremykennedyhelp@gmail.com. Either one of us can ask you questions. I'm going to end the call now. We'll be sending out the replay here in probably an hour or 2 or 3, something like that. Bye, everybody.